river again. It's a bit flooded, but hey ho, it's the river. It's flooded, it's always bloody flooded. The car park where I parked the van's actually a good 8 inches underwater. So I'm going to fish the field beside the car park. I'm going to put the brolly up here, have rods on that jetty and this jetty. I'm going to fish a 4-rod spread. Roll that sexy new intro. Well, hello there. Weather is a bit blustery, so we're in behind the bivvy. I'll show you where we are in a minute. Got the first cup of coffee of the day. Fishing a 4-rod spread, all ledgered. There is a lot of flow coming down the river. It's taken 5 ounces to hold. But no herons, thank the Lord. And I've got some fucking awesome news as well. A young man contacted me through my Facebook for the page, a guy called Ciaran. And Ciaran sent me a message going, Scobes, I've fished out your Delkim, your bankstick from the river. I was like, no way. He then took it back to his house. He then dried it out for me, and then came out of his way this morning to meet me to give me back my alarm. So that's blown me away. The dude could have easily just kept the thing and thought, mine now. But no, he reached out. So power to the guy. Very, very thankful. It was a bit of a strange week so far. I had one of my friends that's currently living in the south here send me some lures. I'll show you a picture now of them. But they sent me lures and a fleece. I can't get over the generosity of people. I really can't. I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to show you where I am.
A few moments later.
It's a strange day so far. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 swans just kind of milling down the far bank. All in pairs. All just doing their own thing, not bothering each other, just kind of going in pairs down the far side. That far side where the bank cuts in is shallower. Directly opposite me there's a big massive hill and the bank cuts in like that, so it does come here. In front of me there's a big drop off, so the river comes round and there's a drop off here. Now it's not mega deep. It's not like down fishing where I was the last time, at Dolan's Ring where I had to smash through the ice. It drops, that's pretty deep. It's like 6 meters deep. It's good deep. But here, because it's a little bit, there's a bit of faster flow. There is prey fish here because I can see the prey fish rising. Every now and then the wind will calm down so you can see the surface. There is prey fish here. So I'll soak some baits for a little while. I'm just happy to be out the house. This is going to be boring house type shit. We got a load of logs, a load of wood for the fire yesterday. And I kind of was wondering, where do I store all this stuff, because I can't just leave it in the back garden for it to get wet and soaking. But no good to put in the log burner stove. I said to my brother-in-law, I said, can you do me a favour and get me some wood pallets? I've seen something on YouTube. It was basically a wood pallet log storage thing. And it was dead easy. It was really, really easy. You take the pallets where... oh, there we go. We might have a run here. Anyway, talking about building a log, place to store your logs. My brother-in-law got me some pallets, nice 5 foot wide ones. All you need was 3 of them. You basically take 2 of them and split them lengthways down the middle, and there you have your 2 sides, your floor and your roof. The 3rd pallet's the back. A few screws, screwed all together, and then you have your log storage. Now, it's not pretty. It isn't pretty. But it's a log, it's a place to store logs. So throw a tarp over the top of it, keep the rain off it. Because it's pallets, loads of space, air gets through, logs will cure or dry more, cure more. So that was yesterday's mission. It is Saturday. Let's see what time it is. It is 16th of January and it is just gone 11 o'clock. I think it's almost breakfast time. Or that'd be lunch. First meal of the day is always breakfast, isn't it? But I changed one of the rods to an eel. I put out a whole eel. I'm trying something a bit different for a ledger link. I'm using the From Thinking tackle. I'll put up a photograph of them now. They're little plastic C-clips that break at £6. So you put them on your running ledger or your run ring, you slide the silicone over them and put your lead on them, slide the silicone back down. And the plastic is designed so that if your lead gets stuck, then when you pull it, the lead gets left behind, the little plastic thing snaps and breaks. They come in 2 strengths, but I got they're like the heaviest you can get is about £6. So I'm going to try them. I knocked up some leaders using some old braided shock leader. But I have. You only really want it to be about that long, you know, just to kind of keep your lead on the bottom. Well, your lead's going to be on the bottom anyway. The other method I use, I've showed you before, where you get like a couple of feet, 3 feet, maybe 4 feet at the most, of 10 or 12 pound mono, and you tie on your lead, tie the other end to your run ring. Again, that works brilliant. But on areas with this, there's that many fucking zebra mussels on this part of the river. Your little lead link gets nipped to hell. So I'm hoping with these plastic clips, I'm just going to try them. There's no harm in trying them. It's a couple of pound off eBay. If they're no good, then they're no good. I'll just bin them, you know. But I always like to try new things. Nobody's 100% expert at everything. Well, apart from the wind, it's actually a nice day. Next week, apparently, the weather's going to take a turn for the worst again. We're still in the lockdown here in Northern Ireland. So everything's locked down. I've been furloughed since March last year. I'm very bored of it. I want to go back to work. You know, okay, going back to work means that I might not get as much fishing done, but in the grand scheme of things, of having some spare, like, disposable cash, or you have to weigh up everything, I guess. I met a policeman. He was a nice guy, you know, just was chatting to me. Turns out he's a trout angler. He fishes the the Lower Lough for trout. Nice guy, you know. He watches the YouTube channel, so I'll not say who he is, you know, not, you know. But he'll be, if he watches this, then it's nice chatting to you. You know, I think this COVID stuff has given a lot of people, like a lot of people believe they have a lot more power than they really have. You know, it's made a lot of little mini Hitlers. But he was cool, he was fine. Here in Northern Ireland, you're advised, the rules are, if you're going to go into a shop, you kind of got to wear a mask. You know, I just wear the mask. It saves the fucking hassle. You know, there's times where you go to you think, I'll nip into the shop here and get like a pint of milk or something fucking small, like one thing you might need. Jump out of the van, run into the shop, and then it's like, shit, I forgot the mask. And you're guaranteed before you turn around to go to the van to get the mask out, there's going to be some job's worth in your face fucking having a go at you. I've started to tell him to fuck off. You know, if you're going to be a rude asshole to me, I'm going to be a rude asshole back to you. I don't like this, you know, calling people that don't wear masks COVID-8s. That's the latest buzzword from the media people. You clearly don't care about your granny if you're not wearing a mask and all that fucking nonsense. Now, having said that, I have an uncle and an aunt in Scotland that actually have the fucking COVID at the minute. So, you know, I'm hoping that everything's cool with it. And my aunt was, you took to hospital there, she was having problems breathing. So I know people that have COVID. You know, there's been people locally in the place where we live, we know that they've had COVID and passed away. But the people that have been, you know, passed away from COVID that I know locally, you know, they were, not want to appear cruel, but they were on their kind of last legs anyway. They were other health issues, you know. I'm not sure this. I'm not sure about the vaccine. Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I fully intend that when my baby pops out in July, you know, to get the thing vaccinated with the proper vaccines. Trust me, those vaccines, there has been that many people talking that much shit about them. If there was the slightest little teeny tiny thing wrong with them, we would have known about it by now. The vaccines babies get, you know, they have been tested and tested and tested and tested. So I think they're perfectly safe. But COVID-19, I'm not too sure if it's... Oh shit, I'm saying the name. Well, that's this video demonetized. The thing with the unnamed illness from unspecified location, if you've got a compromised immune system, it's going to mess with you. And so take your supplements, take your vitamin D's, take your vitamin C's, do everything that's in your power to boost your immune system. Because you have to look after yourself, folks. Nobody else is going to look after you for you. I can understand that it's affected people's mental health. I'll be honest with you, if I didn't have the support network I have with my wife and, you know, where I live, then it would affect me. It would mess with my head. You know, I've got friends that are still in the Air Force. And one of them on his base, there was 6 people in his section got it, and the whole section had to self-isolate. Literally, they were locked in their room. They were basically told to go back to their barracks, their rooms. They were kept in their rooms, and the food was basically brought to their front door from the mess. The door was knocked and the chef, or whoever brought the food, walked away. Now, some of the pictures of what they're serving these guys is downright disgusting. When I was in the Air Force, we had Royal Air Force chefs, and these guys were awesome. You know, I never had a complaint about the chefs, the Royal Air Force chefs. Dedicated, hard working, and they could turn a fucking ration pack into a gourmet meal. Brilliant. But the military brought in a thing called pay as you dine, and that was very quickly nicknamed by everybody save as you starve. It's run by a company called Sodexo, and I don't think anyone I know has had to endure this crap. Sodexo food has a positive thing to say. We tip, we hint. When people say this is military grade technology, and normal people that don't know what that means goes, ooh, it must be special because it's military grade. Coming from the military, when somebody says it's military grade, you are guaranteed it'll be the cheapest crap that the Ministry of Defence could have bought at the time.
Just then.
Dipshit the Swan knocked all the rods off or pulled all the lines out the clip. So wildlife.
More moments later.
The river's rising. This is getting pretty deep here. I'm going to take in one of these rods. I have a nice rainbow coming in. Meaning that there's no gold at the end of the rainbow for this fishing session. There's a lot of dirt coming down the river. The line gets kind of covered in it. See what I mean? Coming through the rod. That's it snagged on the shock leader knot. I always try and have the shock leader knot at the top of the spool so it doesn't catch any sort of lines of any sort of line when it's casted out. It's something that I've always kind of done, but this rod's coming in. My little sea bass didn't do the job for me today. Quite like these little baits. They're kind of tough as old boots. You know, there's no reason why the pike wouldn't like them. They don't seem to have any sort of smell. So when I filled this one full of like salmon oil, you can see the salmon oil coming out of it. So I'm going to give this one back to the loch here, to the river. Anything that wants it's more than welcome to it. The wind has been getting steadily worse all day. All day. So that's a 5-ounce lead. That's what's been taken to hold the bottom. I caught a landing net. I swear the son of a bitch took line and it's absolutely stinking, so it's not coming home with me. I'm going to hang it up on a tree and whoever wants it can keep it. It's absolutely rotten. So That's the most I've caught today. Let's get this eel injected with some oil and let's get it wired out again. This is Eddie Turner's eel juice. This is the last of it, so I have to get on the internet and order some more. When I first came down this morning, this jetty was out of the water. You know, there was a good couple of inches here. Now it's beginning to come over the jetty, so the river's definitely rising. It's been rising all day. Now these rods here would have both been chucked out dead straight and the currents ripped them down into there. There was a fella fishing below me, but he packed up. He had enough. He just was getting battered with the flow and the rubbish coming down the river. This line will be dirty, but you see the crap coming off the river here. Makes it really hard to wait. See if you actually play the fish. This crap's on the line. It's nearly impossible to fish it. Now that's only been out for a little while. That's only been out for maybe half an hour. So I'm gonna sink that. Take this crap off of my line. Same, doesn't matter what time of the year it is, you always get boat people in it. You always get boat people. Let's just set this here. This is the rig that I'm using, the lead setup. Take this silicone. Inside that silicone there's that little plastic bead or little plastic clip. I'm not going to take it out, but when you're casting it out, if this lead gets snagged, it'll just pull and it snaps at 6 pound breaking strain. So it's pretty good so far. Nothing's touched my eel. There's a lot of dirt coming down the river. I don't know why that's not. There's my little bit of rig tubing. It's come undone. Mr. Eel. one is going to be cast up and out a bit. This is on the bottom, but as you can see it's moving. That's even with the gripper lead. So, shopping list. Get some eel oil from Eddie Turner's site, because that's all the rest of it. 9 mils of it is the last of it. The Pike love this stuff, so I'm just waiting for the Pike to wake up. Today looks like it could be another bust. Not a blank. I caught a landing net. Must be looks like a little 16-inch spoon net. It's rubberized, so it might be usable again. But I swear it took line. It was like, what the fuck is this? So, I have a new landing net. I don't know if it's any usable, but I have a smelt on, then a whole eel, then a pollen, and then a sea bass. I quite like the sea bass. I got them from Neville Ficklin's loose bits. They're kind of like a silver perch, if that makes sense. Stiff, good bait to cast. Although you're kind of fishing on the inside of the fast water. If you cast into the main flow, 6 ounces doesn't hold the bottom. So I'm having to cast, I'm holding the bottom of 5-ounce grip leads, the Nash tractor leads, but I am literally fishing on just on the cusp of the slack in the fast water. I've just wired the smelt full of oil and cast it out, and all the slick from the oil coming off it just flew right back to where the pod is. So it's going to be a strange one. That's on the surface, but on the bottom the flow's going that way, but the oil's going to come up, basically drift down a bit in the flow, hit the surface and then get blown by the wind. Strange world. That's the Eddie Turner smelt oil. Brilliant stuff. Fucking awesome stuff. No, I am not sponsored by Eddie Turner. Just the same way as I'm not sponsored by Pete for the drop arms. I had to pay my own cash to buy them. Still, the offer is on there for Pete's drop arms. If you want a drop arm, he's selling them £23 each. But if you use the code DSAA, he'll send them out post free. So, post free. In my opinion, they are the best drop arms that I have ever used. Hands down. It doesn't matter if you're using braid or it doesn't matter if you're using mono. Brilliant drop arms. I've adapted mine. I've put a little holder with a starlight on them. So in a very, very low light I can crack the starlight and see with the drop arm if it's up or if it's down. That's more so if you're fishing into the dark. But I am going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to have a bacon sandwich. I might not even bother with a bacon sandwich, I'm not that hungry. But I'll have another cup of coffee. I'm kind of running from jetty to jetty to jetty. Because as I sort out one rod, something will come down the river and take out one of these rods. So I'm kind of having to move between the two of them. And the river is still rising. The river is just about covering this jetty now. When I arrived here it was about that much under it. So Not a surprise with all the rain we've had. But we're fishing. That's the main thing. Life's always good when you're fishing. Morning, troops. Not on the river today. This is the second part of a 2-day session. The first part was on the river. You just watched that. This is the second part. So, today we're on the Lower Lough. I'm fishing a bay that's off the side of the main lough. Surprisingly, there's still a lot of weed on the bottom here for some reason, even after we've had all that frost and all that cold weather. It's not too deep here, but I'm hoping because it's a sheltered bay, lots of weed cover, and there's currently like 25 grebes working up and down the thing, so there's prey fish here. That and one of my friends sat here with a whip, a 6-metre whip, 2 days ago, and he said he had just shy of 5 kilos of roach and perch. So if the bay is full of roach and perch, then the pike should be here. At least that's the thinking. But I'm going to get a cup of coffee on the go, and then we'll go through how I'm fishing. Starting from the furthest away, we have a jumbo smelt, one of the nice big 10-inch smelts. Then we have a large bluey. I'll cut the head off the bluey just to let the scent out. Then we have a whole mackerel, and we have on this rod that's closest to me a whole eel. They've all been significantly juiced up, so it's all good at the minute. Just enjoying the day. I've had one run, but the fish I struck in and I felt it off. So one run, I was nearly close to having the first fish of 2021. That came on the whole eel. So I just put more eel juice in it and chucked the eel back into the same place. It's not very deep, 10 to 15 feet, but it's got a good couple of feet of weed, in the different places. So I'm using a ledger link, so the lead hits the bottom, the lead goes through the weed, and the fish comes down, the bait comes down nice and gently and rests on top of the weed. I use oils. Hopefully the oils will break into the water system and make the fish appear more attractive. But let's go and finish that cup of coffee, shall we? I'll do a bit of chucking around the old lures. This lure was sent to me by one of the guys that watches my channel. Really, really beautiful. Really well made. It is made by Duxie Lures. So I'm going to give it a throw around and see what we can see. I haven't really done a lot of lure fishing this year, or this season even. I do actually like throwing lures around, but I prefer to do it when I'm on a boat. You can see how it's just a nice glide bait with a nice slow sink. I like the squirrely tail. I do like squirrely tails on lures. I'm fishing with a 7-foot one-piece Fox lure rod. It's designed to throw lures up to 70 grams. So this is like the middle of the road sort of rod. It's not light, but it's not a heavy rod either. I'm not sure if the GoPro's picking up this lure. Thing I find with lure fishing, especially when you're around jetties like this, pike will use the jetties for cover. So don't be scared to cast at your feet or along the line of the jetty. That was a trick that a lure angling, he was a real genius at lure fishing, a guy called Charlie Bettle. He's no longer with us, he passed away there. But from chatting to Charlie at different events, different PAC events, he was kind of always chucking baits along the margins. Because it was like, if you're fishing near structure, the fish like structure. So fishing close to structure isn't a bad idea. I'm wearing a new back brace today. I have a wrecked back, so I wear a back brace. It's a neoprene thing that's velcroed. So if I'm standing up for any period of time, it kind of helps support my lower back. But then again, it's with having a wrecked back, you kind of, if you sit for too long, your back gets sore. If you stand for too long, your back gets sore. Lie in bed for too long, your back gets sore. Lots of things make the back get sore. Lots of things. I haven't really ever talked about the medication I take just to function every day. A few people know about it, but I have to take 200 mils of tramadol twice a day just to function without pain. On the old 1 to 10 pain scale, you know, like 1 being no pain, 10 being the worst pain you could ever imagine. Without the tramadol, it's a solid 7. Really, really hard to deal with. And because I wrecked my back, it now sits on the sciatic nerve, which is awesome, because you need nerve pain on top of muscle pain. So breakfast for me is a diet of tramadol, naproxen, gabapentin, and then stomach meds just to stop the other ones from fucking eating holes in my stomach. So yeah, fun times. The more I read about tramadol, the more afraid I am of it. I don't like it. There's that many negatives about it. So I am deliberately trying to reduce my tramadol this month's prescription. I deliberately cut it down from 200 mils twice a day to 150 mils. Just to see if I can get off it. I've got friends that are recommending things like marijuana. That's not legal here, so I don't know if I would be dealing with that. For the record, I don't think there's any issue with marijuana. I think it's just a plant. I think that there is a purpose, there is a medical excuse to use it, or a medical reason to use it. So people should be able to use it if they wanted to. One of the friends of our family, they've known this kid all their lives. He's not a kid no more, he's obviously married, he's got his own kids. But his little brother has a really bad illness where he has seizures. And his mum's quite famous for trying to get little Billy the help he needs. It's cannabis that helps little Billy, basically lets him live without having, you know, really bad seizures. So I know some people on here will be anti-drugs, you know, and that's your opinion, that's fine, you know. I'm not here telling anyone to take drugs, but I do think it should be legalized. I don't see any issue with it for medicinal reasons. Let me know in the comments what you think about it yourselves. I mean, obviously I'm not talking about, you know, legalizing all drugs. I'm talking about medicinal reasons for using cannabis. Or if you have muscle pain, nerve pain, and you take cannabis, how do you take it? Is it an edible? Or is it made for, are you smoking it, or? I have American friends that are ex-military and they get prescribed it for post-traumatic stress disorder, and it helps them. So I think it'll be legal in America before too long. Which is strange when you consider the Americans have spent billions of dollars fighting the war on drugs. But that's another story. So that's 4 sessions and no pike. Did catch a land in it. Did get an absolute bucket of floating debris from the river, and built quite a nice mountain of weed from the second location. But no fish. And as Christopher, the storm Christopher, not my mate Christopher, is currently raging through the UK, that puts an already flooded river even higher. I'm going to go to a loch that is... it's out of the way. I'm going to try and get access to get back onto it. We're still locked down, so I'm going to have to turn up to a farmer's yard and hope he doesn't kind of chase me away with a shotgun. But it's not there. I'm going somewhere different. So tomorrow's mission will be putting on some new braid for the reels. I've got 2 different spools of braid here that I'm going to talk to you about. I've got the Power Pro and the Spider Wire, or the Spider Wire and the Power Pro. The Spider Wire is 0.40 diameter, and it says it breaks at 108 kilos, 108 pounds, even pounds, not kilos. So that's quite a step up to what I've been usually fishing. Usually the highest sort of braid I fish with is about 80 pounds, but I'll give this a go. And then I have the Power Pro. Now, we've all used Power Pro, we all trust Power Pro. The Power Pro is a 50 pound breaking strain, however the diameter is 0.36 millimeter. So from the difference of 108 pound braid and 50 pound braid, there is 0.04 of a millimeter in diameter size. Don't know. Either way, we're going to give them both a go and we'll try them. We also talked about some merchandise for the channel, and I'm ready to kind of get that sent out to you now. The original stickers were these ones here. These are still going to be $2.50 each. I then have a slightly bigger version of the same sticker, and that is £5 or €6 if you're from the south. And then I have a very, very big one. These ones are going to be £15 or €16 if you're again from the south. They're all going to be sent out via first class post. The big boat ones are getting sent out the post tube, so there's a bit more cost to those. I am trying to cut down the cost on getting stuff to you guys, but I am trying to raise some funds for the channel, so it's a kind of a delicate balance between getting something sent out to you guys and not taking the piss. I like to think that I'm not taking the piss here with the different prices for the different 3 sets of stickers, or the different prices for the stickers. Like I said, I'm in discussions with people to get coffee cups, beanie hats, and some sort of clothing on the go yet, but that's still in discussion. There's going to be a link in the description below showing you how to order the decals and stickers if you want them. Like I said, everything gets sent out first class post. You know, everyone that's bought them so far, I want to say thanks very much. You know, your support's awesome, and that any money that comes in from these are going to do things like buying a new camera. Because as good as GoPro cameras are, their audio is rubbish. So that means you have to kind of get, stupid mounts and then extra microphones. And once you put them in the mounts and into the microphones, they're not waterproof. So that takes away, a lot of the reason as to why you would buy a GoPro. Those are GoPro Hero 5s. They're still pretty good. I mean, I think we're GoPro 8 or 9 at the minute. Those are fine. Those do what I need them to do. However, I'd like to get something that's a bit better, make the viewing experience a bit better for you guys. So I've been looking at things like a DSLR camera, I've been looking at different computer software to make the videos a bit smoother, a bit easier to work with. But again, trying to do a balancing act. You know, wife's expecting, furloughed. So, but I'm not going to bitch and moan about it, because we all come to YouTube to watch videos to escape the bitching and moaning about modern life. So there we go. However, I just want to say thank you to all those who have recently subscribed to the videos, and everyone who has left comments, or left comments even on the Facebooks and Instagrams. I do try and get back to you guys. I want to say thanks to everyone that's leaving comments, sharing the videos, and all of that sort of stuff. But right about now, I'm going to go and get something to eat and post this video to YouTube. So until the next time, guys, tight lines.